Hi everyone, I'm Anna Ryan, Director of Programs for Junior Achievement of Tampa Bay, and I am very excited today to talk to you about the Junior Achievement Career Profiler. So why are we completing a career profile? Just to tell you a little bit about what a career profile does for you, it is an assessment that you're going to take where you're going to answer a lot of questions about things you like and dislike, including activities and things you think you're good at and things you think are important. Then the career profiler compiles all those results and gives you some customized answers to what kind of jobs you might be interested in, strengths and weaknesses, how you might enjoy your workplace to be, and so on. So what we're going to do, just so you can learn how to use this tool, is we're going to walk through it with my career profile. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to complete this assessment. There are 4 or 5 pages of questions that look just like the ones you see on the screen. You have 5 boxes to choose from, everything from you really dislike it to you really like it. And no one else is going to see your answers, so it is important that you be honest when you're answering. So take a minute to think about where things rate. If you're not sure or you haven't really thought about a particular activity, it's okay to just take a guess or put it in the neutral column. If you have an opinion, definitely put it where it needs to be so you get the best and most accurate answers. After you complete the assessment, you'll come to this page to create your account. You definitely do want to create an account. You need an email address to do that, and you click on the button in the middle of the screen right here that says Create My Account. After that, you come here and you enter your email address and you save your results. Once you get through those steps, you also have an opportunity to create a password for your account. The reason why you created an account is you get to this page where you have a list of test results. So the first one will be the first time you complete the career profiler. But if you take it more than once, you'll be able to see different dates that you took the test. One reason why you might want to do this, things change a lot. As we know, you might feel differently or answer questions differently right after we all stayed home from school than you would today or 6 months from now. If you're trying a new club or you work with a team and things went really well or they didn't go well, you'll have different answers to your questions sometimes, especially because you're very young. And so you're still learning and evolving, and those might change your results a little bit. So sometimes it's fun to see your results and how they change over time. When you get through with that and you click on View My Results, you're going to come to this section that talks about your career personality type. And remember, everything from here on out is based on your answers to the assessment. What you'll see on the screen are my answers. But when you do it yourself, you'll be able to see what is customized for you. And we'll talk in each area about things to look for that are going to be unique to your assessment. But it's really important to take a moment to think about your career personality type and all the different factors that go into those decisions, because it really helps you make good decisions about where you're going to school, what classes are you taking right now, what you're going to study when you leave high school, and so on. The first area is how do you think and solve problems? And when you look at this, you see 4 categories, and it was a circle, and it shapes out based on things that are more important to you. So the categories in this area are humanitarian, caretaker, innovator, and pragmatist. You can see that mine is stronger in humanitarian. Yours, because you are younger, your circle may look more like a circle. You may not have yet developed those concrete opinions that push one pie wedge a little larger than the others. I work for a nonprofit, so you know that I already like to help people. It's really important to me. I chose that as a career, and so that pushes my beliefs even more, and you see that I have a very big pie wedge under humanitarian. How you get motivated, this is important. Are you casual? Are you dutiful? Are you excitable? Are you ambitious? If you're a casual person and you're working in a very structured environment where you have very specific goals and you're very task-oriented, it's going to be hard for you to be motivated in that environment. So it's really important to understand your motivation when you're looking for your job. How do you communicate? There are many different ways that we communicate, and it's important to get that right when you're thinking about your job. and what ways you need to communicate in a job. So we look at the 4 categories here. Are you inspiring? Are you insightful? Are you informative? Are you concise? All are great ways to communicate with people, but it is important because different jobs require different communication styles. How do you contribute to a team? Are you an improviser? Are you a taskmaster? Are you an empath? Are you a cooperator? Really important. And this one I think is pretty cool to look at as you're in school right now and you're probably doing a lot of group projects. It's nice to know who you are when you're working in a team, because that will help you start to think about how you divide responsibilities, how you complete assignments when you're part of a group. How you manage tasks and projects. So if you've been in charge, if you like to be in charge when you're in those group projects in school, when you're in clubs, this gives you some different leadership and management styles, and we all have them, but we do things in different ways. So you could be a director, a visionary, an inspector, or a responder. So those are the 4 ways that you might work as a manager in a task or a project, and it's important to know which one is your strong suit. Making the most of your personality. Now, this whole section is going to be really exciting when you complete the assessment because it is all about you. So these are your answers that give you the paragraphs you see below. So you will see an area where it talks about your personal strengths. Right below that will be an area that describes your personal weaknesses and ways that you can think about those as it would relate to career choices. There are 6 interest areas. So building, thinking, creating, helping, persuading, and organizing are the 6. And those are really critical in thinking about a job that you might like to do. So let's take a look at mine. So as you see, I'm very strong in persuading and not very strong in building. So I'm not going to be a person that's going to be rebuilding a car engine. That's something that's kind of hard for me to think about. Persuading, on the other hand, I could probably talk you into why I need your help with that. So persuading is more my strong suit. Building might be yours. They're all very different and definitely will give you a guideline that you don't want to become a certain job or career if that's not one of your top 3 or 4 interest areas, because it's going to be hard for you to stay interested in your job. So here are some sample areas of study, some jobs, and some career fields. These are very general, and they give you just kind of an overall idea of things that you might enjoy based on those 6 interest areas and your strengths. Your top career matches. So I gave you 2 examples here. Those were the first 2 on mine. When I scrolled through, I think I had 26. So lots of different things to choose from. If you don't like the first couple, just keep going through and you'll probably find some that are interesting. When you do find something you like, definitely go to the link that says read more and click on that, because it will expand and it will give you more information about that job. Satisfying your core needs. So this is really important because this is all about who you are and what you really need when you're in the workplace. And if your core needs are satisfied, it's really going to help you feel energized and enthusiastic about what you're doing while you're in the workplace. So you have your core needs, and then guess what goes along with that? Things you don't like. So the career profiler does identify a lot of things that you don't like, again, specific to you, which is what I love. It's always fun to learn about yourself and read about it. So this tells you things you don't like. Now, some things, sometimes you answer questions on a profiler and you're not sure exactly why results came up the way they did. But down at the bottom of things I don't like, it says reading and learning to increase knowledge and understanding. Well, I love to read. It's one of my favorite things to do. So it's on that list, and maybe somewhere I answered a question, it's not something I want to do for work, but it's not always 100%. And that's another reason why it's fun to retake things. So if you see something that doesn't agree with your perception of yourself, you can always think about why it might have shown up there. You can retake the assessment and see if you get a different answer. This is definitely not set in stone. So there's no thing, if it tells you like something and you know you don't have to choose a job in that area. And if you see something and it says you don't like it, but you know you really do, that's also okay. Sometimes the assessment just picks up on a couple questions and gives you those answers. But for the most part, you're really going to get some good information to think about and help you think about yourself and really include that in your thoughts about what you want to be when you grow up. Asking the important questions. So this is what it gets down to. You take all of this information into account and you think about different jobs that you'd like to learn more about so that you can start setting those goals for yourself. You need to ask a lot of questions, and this is probably one of my favorite parts of the assessment because the questions that it gives you here are related to your career profile. So they are specific to you and things that will help you get information about jobs that you might love. I would read through these key questions and answer them on my own or through internet research or from talking casually with someone through a career event or a job shadow event. If you want to shape them into questions that would be appropriate for a job interview, I would encourage you to talk with your mentor or your counselor to really kind of take those questions and change them. Like the second question for mine is, will I feel powerful and important in this career? And I probably wouldn't go in a job interview and just hit with that right out of the gate. But I might ask them about opportunities for advancement, opportunities for recognition. So there are other ways to phrase that. So when you get to a job interview, you take these questions and you make them into interview appropriate questions that get you the answers you want and need about a specific job. All right, so that is the overview of the JA Career Profiler. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. The next step after you guys take the profile and read through your information is to start doing the work and going through, doing the research about careers, and then applying it by finding education paths and companies that are local. There are a lot of informational resources out there and many ways to do that. It's a lot to think about. And the good news is you have lots of time because you're going to spend a lot of your life kind of thinking about your job and what you like and don't like and what your next steps are. So go ahead and have fun with it. Enjoy the profile and finding out what you can about yourself and things that you might love to do in the future. And thanks so much. Have a great day.